Okay, welcome back to the channel everybody. It's Mike Newton here at Penrith Golf Hub, and we've got an iron to review for you today. And it's a little bit of an underdog for you, and it's the Haywood Signature Iron. So a Canadian company, quite a new golf company, that have brought a range of irons and sort of wedges as well actually to the market. And this looks like a really sort of nice iron. There's a little bit of a story behind it, so we're going to talk a little bit about it, obviously test the club, tell you a little bit more information about this iron, and obviously provide you with my personal thoughts and feedbacks on the performance and also the feel and the looks of this particular club. Okay, so the Haywood Iron, what is it all about? So Canadian guy, Joshua Haywood, basically went out to purchase some golf clubs and was quite astounded by the price of the, obviously the big brands and the price of clubs nowadays. So he's gone out and researched it and actually gone and produced and set up a company called Haywood Golf, and producing irons that are now sold direct to consumer, but there is a few fitting centres dotted around also. So obviously, as we know, maybe more direct to consumer, price point comes down massively. So for 4-iron to pitch and wedge price wise, these are £600. So considerably less than what you're going to pay for your bigger brands, as we sort of know. So what is it all about, Haywood Iron? So this is the Signature Iron. So there's a Signature Iron and there's a CB Iron. This is a Signature Iron that I've got here. So it's a hollow, it's a two-piece hollow construction. We've got a sort of softer metal body with then a 17/4 stainless steel face. So really this iron is pushing more sort of extreme distance and forgiveness for those golfers who are looking for that type of performance out of an iron. So a little bit hotter off the club face is what they're saying. Hollow construction, be interested to see what the sound of this is like and the feel of it, because typically hollow construction sometimes tend to get a little bit more clickier as I've sort of tested them. Obviously we're going to be interested to see what the spin is like on this particular iron as well, because obviously we're going to be into the slightly stronger lofts as you'd expect from this type of iron. But we're going to get this first one hit underway. This is a 6-iron I've got in my hands. So a quick shout out to fellow PGA professional Nigel Shaw, who's actually built this iron to my particular spec. He's based it in Ireland and does builds for Haywood Golf, covering sort of UK and also Europe. So if you're interested in anything like this in the setup, or want to sort of purchase, or have any questions about Haywood Golf, fire him a message. I'll put his details in the description down below. Great guy, very experienced club builder. So go and pick his brains if you want to know a little bit more about the sort of build and etc. of the Haywood product. And obviously if you're viewing from the US, go and check out their US website. Again, that will be linked in the description down below. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is a 6-iron. It's coming in at 26 degrees of loft. So obviously it's on that stronger side, and the category golfer this is really going to be sort of pushed towards would be that sort of, probably that mid to high handicap golfer who's looking for forgiveness, who's looking for distance. This is probably the iron, so it'll be interesting to see how this performs. Okay, first shot, nice ball flight straight away there. 131 ball speed, 5,000 spin, 195 carry, and that sounded really, really nice. That's just surprised me there. I was expecting that to sound quite loud. As far as I know, there's nothing inside this head. It's just literally is hollow. Obviously it's a two-piece construction, so sometimes you find they're quite clicky, loud sort of sound, but that doesn't sound loud at all. In fact, that sounds lovely. So that's a touch bottom groove. That one wasn't the perfect of strikes, but it's got up and away very, very nicely. Okay, so we expect this spin's going to be a little bit on the low side, strong loft, 26 degree for this 6-iron, but sort of 4,900, just under 5,000 isn't bad. Probably typically what I'd expect from this type of loft. And I think just going to the looks of this is like a progressive offset through the set. So as you'd expect, these longer irons we see a little bit more offset, and probably for my eye a little bit too much, but again it's not really aimed at myself. It's more aimed at a golfer who might just sort of want that little bit of help of that offset in those longer irons. But then as they transition into the 8-iron, 9-iron pitch and wedge, the offset sort of is massively reduced, so you still get that look of that players club sort of behind the golf ball. I mean, when I say players club, I say that lightly because obviously there's still a thickish top edge there. It's quite a long blade length, so it does fill you with quite a lot of confidence when you're putting it down by the ball, but the shaping of the head is lovely. Just got that nice sort of satin finish, tiny bit of polish, but not too high chrome. Yeah, it feels really, really nice off that club face. Surprised me that. I thought that might sound a lot more loud, a lot more brash. Oh, that's a nice strike. Yeah, no issues of getting that ball up and flighted at all there. That spin, yeah, 5,100, carry 192. So, to be honest, I've probably had longer irons, but having said that, I've just hit little fades with these, albeit all very consistent, but it doesn't tend to be my normal sort of shape. So we know that's just going to lose a little bit of length here. So I'll probably say if they were a little bit straighter, probably get around that sort of 200 mark on a carry. That was a better flight, a little bit more of a neutral shot from me. A bit more of my typical shot I'd expect. Yeah, see that 201 carry there. So as I say, these are available 4-iron through to pitch and wedge. You also do a blacked out version, which look pretty cool actually. I haven't got those, but you'll be able to see those on the website as well. Configuration, you can get these obviously loft strengthened, weakened. We can change the lies. Obviously, you've got a choice of a few different shafts, grips, etc. like that. So you can configure your iron set online. Lovely. Tell you what, very, very impressed with the feel and the sound of that particular club. Do like the sound of that. Okay, a little bit heavy that last one. See that spin just drops a tiny bit. Okay, so there we go. Bit of an underdog there. Haywood Golf signature iron. It's a good looking iron. I think it's doing everything that sort of is saying it's doing. You know, we've got that good bit of ball speed there that we'd expect. We've got sort of a forgiveness of the head. We've got a sort of long blade length there, which does provide you with a lot of confidence. So again, the target audience, it's ticking a box. Slightly thicker top edge, so it looks like you've got a bit of sort of meat behind it in a way. Obviously it's hollow, but it does sound really, really good. And some fairly decent numbers there, to be honest, for an iron like that. Just going to hit one more shot. That's nice. Okay, so there we go. Let's go look at some numbers in a little bit more detail. Okay, so we're going to look at some numbers first. And what I've just done there, I haven't shown you the shots I've hit there, but I've hit a batch of shots with its competitor in a way in the big boy area, or arena, should I say, with TaylorMade P790. Obviously, we know that's a very popular iron. Very big seller for TaylorMade. Hollow construction, very similar lofts as well. But to be honest, I haven't got a 6-iron in the 790, so I've had to use a 7-iron. So we're going to clearly see some difference of distances here because of obviously the different iron. So signature iron in the white and the P790 in the yellow. So a little bit tighter as you'd expect, probably 7-iron there. I did get a couple of fadey ones with the signature iron, then a couple of straight ones, which obviously just increased my dispersion ring a little bit there. Moving into some numbers. So we've got the signature iron on the bottom in the white, P790, 7-iron in the yellow on the top. So look at signatures data first. You see 92.7, 130 ball speed, 15 launch, and spin 4471 as average. So we're going to see that spin drop off a little bit stronger lofts out. The 26 degree on that 6-iron is a little bit on that stronger side. So typically we're not going to see a high spin number, are we? But again, for that type of golfer it's aimed at, it's probably aimed for the golfer who wants to just try and get a little bit more sort of distance. Looking at the 7-iron, which is 30.5 degrees of loft. So the signature 7-iron is 30 degrees, so pretty much the same in that loft. Obviously we've got 6 against the 7 here. We'll just take that into account, but I think the numbers reflect that. So you can see 90.8 club head speed, typically going to be a little bit slower, slightly shorter shaft, isn't it? With it being a 7-iron. The club was made up exactly the same, may I just add there, you know, the spec of it, the length, the lie and everything like that. Ball speed 126.51 against that 130. So, you know, obviously spins a little bit more there, 5427. So maybe a little bit more of a higher spin number, definitely a little bit more of a higher ball flight there with the 790 peaking at 114. But I think in terms of that speed off the club face, you know, if I had the 796 iron there, I would probably say it'd be into that 130, you know, with that 4 degrees difference, which was typically between a 6 and a 7 iron. you know, I'd probably expect to see that ball speed into around that 130. So we could probably argue there that the signature iron is performing as a ball speed wise as good as the P790 from the TaylorMade. Okay, so there we go. There's a little bit of an underdog. Always love a bit of an underdog, to be honest. Haywood Golf. Go and check them out online. US guys, go and check the US. Anybody UK, Europe, go and check out Nigel in Ireland. As I say, he's a great club builder, very experienced, so he'll be able to look after you on that front as well. But post your comments down below, let me know your thoughts on the Haywood irons. Is that something that you would sort of go out and buy? Is that price point a big sort of thing for you? You know, is that you know, £600 for a 4-to wedge as opposed to maybe paying sort of £1,000 to £1,200? You know, it's a big chunk difference, isn't it? So you know, post your comments in the section down below. Love to hear them as always. If you enjoy the content, you haven't subscribed, please just hit that subscribe button. Very much appreciate it, and hopefully we'll catch up with you all very soon.